know what? You guys deserve a second one. I had to. I had to, you guys. I had to. Welcome back to the second stream for today. Thanks, you guys, for coming over to this one as well. Make sure to hit that thumbs up button. I would appreciate it. And do all the other YouTube things. Like, subscribe, hashtag replay. We do have memberships. We do. We have some super cute emotes. Hey, Billy, welcome back. What a great way to spend a Friday afternoon. Talking about crime, right? Thank you, Laura. First thumbs up. Welcome back, Susan, and Spins, and Sherry, and Gail, and Patricia. Can you renew your membership on the mobile app? I do not know. QB said something. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Oh, Susan was number 3. Sherry said, Patricia, Jenny has a link in the description. Okay, I see. There it is. There it is. Patricia became a YouTube member. Okay, I saw QB had said something about subscriptions, but I wasn't positive. I was trying to call the doctor's office while I was in between. Not doctor's office, the pharmacy. Pharmacy is a pain in my buttocks today. It's Friday. They have to make things difficult, right? But welcome, Patricia. She, I think, jumped to the judge's chambers level. Look at you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, look. Member for 1 month. Oh, is that one of the chat things? Is that one of the chat things? That's cool. Thank you, Laura. All right. Hold on, you guys. You guys got to get a little bit of... the sparkle. I'm going to start calling it, instead of the storm, I'm going to say the sparkle. I love it. I love it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thanks, Sherry. I'm glad you figured it out. Patricia says spins. All right. Posted the link up above in the chat. It's the only link that will work for Apple. Otherwise, you have to be on the computer. Good to know. Time is flying by, right? Yeah, let's see this full sentencing. Double whammy, that's right. Oh no, Margaret. Oh no. Why was it a bust? Oh, Sherry just became a member too. Yay. Hold on, I gotta give Sherry a little sparkle. Thank you, Sherry. Super cute. I love it. Glad to have you on board. Not as bad as the creepy basement, Patricia, but totally not what they posted as the job on LinkedIn. Weird. My ears said spin. Sparkle. Jenny, I got you on my big Bluetooth speakers today. Oh, Lord have mercy. I guess I better be whispering. Patricia, she says, is there going to be a poll of how many times Brooks interrupts these proceedings and if they are going to have to kick him out to another room? You know, when I was making the thumbnail, I almost used, there was a photo of him I found on Google of him holding up an objection sign when he got thrown out into the other room and was having to hold up the sign to object. This dude. All right, let's get over here and find it. I've got the stream ready. I'm just going to share it with you guys. All right, here we go. Let's start. Let's get started. So the little sheriff dude is flirting with the court lady chick, clerky person. I don't know. We have no audio yet. Let me just zoom it in here. Or not zoom, but fast forward it. They're going to get Brooks right there. Watch this door. He comes out in a wheelchair.
Yeah, okay.
Bum, 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 bum.
Tried up there, but
Miss King finally figured it out, you guys. Look, Miss King is a new member now. Oh my gosh. Glad to have you, ma'am. Glad to have you, Miss King. How did you get it figured out? I saw that she was she had said the other day that she has a brand account or something, and when you have a brand account, it won't let you join the memberships or it won't let you turn membership gifting on or something. I can't remember, but I'm glad. Yay. Yay, yay, yay. Thank you so much, Miss King. All right, we gotta have some glitter for Miss King too. Miss King is one of our lovely faithfuls. I love that so much. Thank you, Miss King. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Laura says I'm going to start sending you SNS memes. SNS. What's SNS? Sanford and Son. I just guessed it. Was I humming that song again? God. I'm so sorry. See, I do it and I don't even realize I'm doing it. Sanford and Son.
although I just got my vanity plate on my road convertible.
Oh, yeah.
That's how I got there.
But my vanity plate on the road convertible sidebar. That's a good highlight.
Social Security. Oh, Miss King, I appreciate that.
That's my other plate.
That means a lot to me. I appreciate that. Now you start using those fun emojis. Throw some Bev's bangs and some the storms in the chat. And yeah.
Now, who's stealing my deals? What's this?
Hey, P. Lola's mom.
How about don't park your car where those steering wheels?
So his attorney is just
Heels are safe.
chit-chatting and jibber-jabbering. Let's scooch it along a little bit. Okay, here he comes. Here he comes. Here he comes in the wheelchair. Now, I'm going to say something, and you guys are going to probably throw me out of YouTube. You're gonna ban me. You're going to probably unsubscribe, all the things, and I don't blame you if you do. I'm just going to say it. Darrell Brooks, yes, he's a monster. He's a monster. I don't feel sorry for him. He needs to be exactly where he's at. The however that's getting ready to come out of my mouth is he has a lot of P. Lola. He is handsome. He is a handsome dude, okay? Unsub, LOL. Do not say Darrell is. He is a handsome fella, okay? I can't help it. You know, he's a good-looking dude. I also feel like he is. Margaret says you're canceled. I feel like he's a good. I'm sorry. I feel like he's a good-looking dude. But he's a monster. He's a monster. Doesn't matter, right? Right. I also feel like he is a character, like somebody you love to hate, you know. Entertaining. Find your other glasses. I know everybody's like, no, 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 no. I knew y'all were gonna say that. I can't help it. Can't help it. I think he's it was gifted, much appreciated membership, but I don't have a join button. Pilo's like, never mind, forget it. I don't even like it here. I don't like it here anymore. I don't want it. You can take your membership and keep it. Oh my goodness. All right. I'm just being honest. I can't help my honesty. He's not good looking here, though. I don't think he looks not so great here. No. Mm-mm. Nope, 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 nope.
You just got room. Good.
You'll find out, Margaret.
State of Wisconsin versus Darrell Brooks, case number 21 CF 4596 and 21 CF 5020. Appearances, please.
Matthew Torbenson and Shelley Grosso appear for the state. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Good afternoon.
Attorney Russell Jones, on behalf of Mr. Brooks, he's present, I'm present. Good afternoon, Judge.
Good afternoon. Hello, Mr. Brooks.
Hello, Judge.
All right, so we are here for a sentencing. I understand we needed to put something off because you had some surgery. I hope you're feeling better. We are now ready to proceed on this. The last time that we were in court, you entered a no contest plea and the court found you guilty in 21 CF 4596, count 3.
So yeah, he had some kind of surgery. I don't know what kind of surgery, but he's been in a wheelchair the last few times I've seen him in court. Maybe just a couple of other times. Hey, Kel. Hi, Kel. P. Lola's going to lurk and make some dinner. But yeah, that's what's up with the wheelchair. Oh my goodness. Hold on a minute. I missed. Can't join on phone, but I can support. P. Lola's mom, thank you. I didn't see that. I didn't see the super chat. And then it popped up on the thing here because Trial TV Live came in with a super chat. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You guys are a lot. You guys. All right, let me give some super chat, or not super chats. Let me give some more glitter, some more sparkle. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it. You guys are the best. Thank you so much. I'm going to use the super chats and stuff for my coffee fund. You guys, it's going to be my coffee fund, my cafe fund. Did he get a facelift, Brazilian butt thingy? I don't know. He looks like he's gained some weight to me. He looks chunkier in the face. I don't think that he's had surgery. I believe that he's in the chair because they need to keep him locked down. Well, the judge just said, I know you've had some kind of surgery. I hope you're feeling okay or better or something. So, I don't know. Thank you, Laura. Oh my goodness, you guys just keep doing the most. Thank you so much, Laura. You're so sweet. Thank you. Thank you. Wait. Squeegee? Hold on. Yes, make sure you guys go give Trial TV some love. We appreciate them so much for all their hard work. Squeegee is trying to say hello, but his chats aren't showing. P. Lola said, I love the green. That was so kind to gift. Yeah, thank you so much. Could be a YouTube thing. He was having trouble with recovery addict and ADA. Thank you, Laura. I don't know why it's not showing, because he was in here yesterday. That freaks me out, though, because I don't know. How do I go check to see if anybody has been, like, blocked or something? Because he shouldn't have been blocked, unless it was done accidentally, you know? He says it's Friday and maybe YouTube is tired. Gifting memberships is one way to see who's lurking. RA's mods did that. How do I do that? Check for blockage and nothing. Okay. Well, I know I hear other people say that in other streams about blocking, and the only time that the mods have ever blocked anybody over here has been when it's been those, like, trolly, spammy bots, you know? But I will definitely look if I can figure out how to go do that. I'll take a look. I'm going to start this stream, and while it's playing, I'll go back and look.
Second-degree recklessly endangering safety with a domestic abuse assessment, and in 21 CF 5020 of count 1, intimidation of a victim by threatening force. Are we ready to proceed with sentencing from the state's perspective?
Yes.
All right, and from the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, I'll hear from you first, Mr. Torbenson.
With regards to victim notification, we notified Erica P. of today's date, these proceedings. We were hopeful that we would have a victim impact statement from her for your honor. Unfortunately, there have been some recent political ads that have featured what happened out in Waukesha that have resulted in recurrent trauma for her. She has chosen not to be here today. She has chosen not to file the victim impact statement. I will hopefully relay to the court as best I can the impact that this has had on her, the enduring impact it has had. But she has made the choice, the conscious and deliberate choice, not to be here today because of that.
All right, I appreciate your making that record.
I did file a documentation from Crime Victim Compensation for restitution.
I saw it, thank you.
When considering the serious nature of Mr. Brooks' offenses, Mr. Brooks' character, and the need to protect the public, the state is respectfully requesting that the court sentence Mr. Brooks to a substantial prison sentence in the Wisconsin State prison system. We are leaving the length of that substantial prison sentence up to the sound discretion of your honor. On November 2nd of 2021, Erica P. was staying in a hotel when she heard a knock on the door. She opened the door to find Mr. Brooks there, who was immediately argumentative with her, confronting her, took her cell phone away from her to prevent her from calling anyone for assistance or help. Erica left the apartment building and began walking down the street, and Mr. Brooks got into his red truck and followed. He would corner Erica at a gas station, get out of the truck, continue to argue with her, punch her in the face, resulting in a swollen eye, repeatedly attempt to get her inside of the vehicle. And then when she refused to get inside the vehicle, he would get inside of that truck and run her over. She suffered a dislocated femur, a fractured ankle. She had a swollen eye. She had cuts to her legs. And perhaps the most vivid picture taken by the Milwaukee Police Department is that of her pants, which show the tread marks from.
Can you imagine that? Talk about him being a monster. Like, this is like, I just don't understand. Even if you were like hopped up on some sort of dope, I don't even know what it would be, but even if you were hopped up on something, like, how do you just in your mind say, okay, I'm going to run over this person on purpose? How does that even cross your mind? Like that, there's zero disregard for human life, right? And we know he likes to use his vehicle as a weapon.
From Mr. Brooks' tires, the tracks on her pants that had to be cut off her at the hospital so that she could be treated. That same day, November 2nd of 2021, there was a young prosecutor in the Milwaukee County DA's office. She was finishing a domestic violence felony jury trial. There was no victim that showed up for that trial, but she chose to go forward on it. She obtained 2 guilty verdicts from that case. That evening,
Sheree,
and the next
yeah,
coming
there's
days,
like
after
the
proceeding on
camera
the trial,
that
she would review.
hold on. The camera that is filming the stream is. Oh, did I say? Hi, Sarah G. Did I say did I say zero disregard? I meant regard. Yeah. You're right. Yeah. That's what I meant. I'm sorry about that. But hi, Sarah. Thank you. He is just mean. But yes, there is glass in front between the camera and the courtroom. It's very annoying. I can't stand that. But
22 domestic violence referrals. one of which
Drink
was
more
this
coffee.
case.
I don't need any more coffee.
She would reach out and try and make contact with Erica, and she couldn't get a hold of Erica. The allegations were so severe, so serious, that this young ADA chose and said, this case needs to be charged. Something needs to be done about this. So without victim input, this prosecutor issued charges of obstructing an officer, disorderly conduct, misdemeanor battery, and second-degree recklessly endangering safety, in part because we didn't have the medical records from Erica. Unknown to this prosecutor, unknown to the district attorney's office, was what Mr. Brooks was doing after he was apprehended and in the Milwaukee County Jail.
I looked for the squeegee in the like blocked list, and they're not listed there. So the only people that are listed in that block list are trolly spammy body people, and there's only a handful of them. So, but he's not in the list. So Kel said maybe have him like close the app out and then come back in and try again. I hate that that's not working.
One day after being apprehended and in custody, he would reach out and make a phone call and involve his own mother in intimidation. He would ask his own mother to reach out to Erica and tell her not to show up to court. That if she didn't show up or if she told them she was not going to cooperate, that the charges would get dropped altogether. One day later, on November 4th, he would make direct contact with Erica P. His words to her: "Why did you do this to me? You know I love you. Listen, listen, listen. I've come to the realization that I'm not going to leave you. You have my daughter. I know your potential. I know what you can be. I want to marry you. I'm not going to play anymore. Will you marry me?" And then the very next sentence, "Then you need to call them people," meaning you need to call the prosecutor, you need to call the district attorney's office, you need to make sure that these charges are dropped. 2 days after running over his girlfriend and the mother of his child, he's using emotional manipulation, promising a future, promising marriage, promising change, all in an effort to try and get Erica to drop the case and the charges. And blaming her, telling her it was his fault she was facing, in his words, 60 fucking years. And telling her she should have kept her mouth shut.
I love when attorneys just blast out words.
Telling
like, "Oof."
her the pain it was going to cause his mother because she called the police and made a report. The tenor of those calls would change significantly from emotional manipulation and promises of a future to direct threats of violence.
Miss
Telling
King,
Erica that he had people out in the
using her
street watching her,
emotes.
that if she moves, he could tell his people to move, that he could have her taken care of if she didn't make efforts to have the case dropped. Mr. Brooks is a really smart individual. He knew that her medical records would be crucial in this case. He told her not to sign a medical release, and that if she did not come to court, in his mind, there was no way that the state could prove the charges and the case would be dropped. But he would threaten her safety from the confines of the Milwaukee County Jail. Even in jail, even in custody, he showed the ability to threaten, to manipulate, and to control Erica. Mr. Brooks is the epitome of a domestic violence abuser. Someone who you even think when they have them locked up, they're offending and controlling. Unfortunately, none of that conduct was known at the time that Mr. Brooks was in the Milwaukee County Jail. It was discovered after the events took place out in Waukesha, and I'm going to talk about Waukesha a little, if at all, today, because what we're here for is what he did to Erica in Milwaukee County. But after the events transpired in Waukesha County, investigators with the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office went back and looked at his calls, and they found this intimidation, rampant intimidation, multiple.
Okay, Trial TV Live, thank you so much for coming and hanging out today. Thank you for the super chat. That means a lot. And please tell Squeegee that we need to be figuring this mess out, because now I don't like people not being able to come in and say hello. I don't like that, but good night to Squeegee too. Thank you. Did you guys see that there was another school pew pew today? Ooh, the supermarket one tomorrow. Okay. I'll have to check that out. Yeah, I'll have to check that one out. Did you guys see that though, that there was another school? Maryland, yeah. Well, I didn't know if I knew that it was in Maryland. I knew it was like up there somewhere. Oh my God. Love you all too, Trial TV Live. Y'all are awesome sauce. Thank you so much. I hope you have an incredible weekend. Hope you have a great Friday night.
Multiple calls taking place over a period of 10 days, all in an effort to ensure that she never came to court. All in an effort to try and escape his responsibility for his actions in battering and running her over. It wasn't just Erica who saw and experienced the defendant run her over on November 2nd, 2021. There was a citizen witness that saw it. That person certainly was traumatized what they observed, but they reported his deliberate actions in battering her and then running her over. This was not an accident, as Mr. Brooks would try and get Erica to portray. And so the offenses that this defendant committed in Milwaukee County are extraordinarily serious. They were life-threatening for Erica. They are life-altering for Erica. They were traumatizing for Erica. And then after the events of November 2nd, within the confines of the jail, he invades the province of this system. A system where we rely on citizens to come into the courtroom, to take the stand under oath, and to tell the truth. He did everything he could to prevent that from happening. all in an attempt to escape responsibility. For those actions, he is singly and solely responsible. When considering the defendant's record at the time that these offenses were committed, he had an open criminal case in Milwaukee County that was 2020 CF 2550. He was charged with 2 counts of second-degree recklessly endangering safety and felon in possession of a firearm. That was resolved with a charge of felon in possession of a firearm when the witnesses did not appear on the second-degree recklessly endangering safety. He pled to the felon in possession of a firearm charge to his credit. He was sentenced to 4 years in the Wisconsin State Prison System, 2 years initial confinement, 2 years extended supervision. In 2011 CM 6550, Mr. Brooks was charged with possession of a controlled substance, THC, and misdemeanor bail jumping. He received 180 days in the House of Corrections consecutive on each count. In 2011 CM 1812, he was charged with obstructing an officer. He was sentenced to 37 days in the House of Corrections. In 2011 CF 5366, he was charged with possession of a controlled substance, second or subsequent. He received 180 days in the House of Corrections. In 2010 CF 87, a Wood County case, he was charged with strangulation. He received a probation sentence in that case. He was revoked on that probation. He had a withheld sentence during the subsequent sentencing hearing, who received 11 months in the House of Corrections.
Was that domestic violence related?
It's difficult to tell because it's not a Milwaukee County case, so there's not a lot of information that I could find on CCAP.
Just give me 1 second, I can look. You said Wood County?
Yes.
It does not appear to have the assessment, but the facts alleged in the criminal complaint do seem to indicate a personal relationship. Okay.
Yeah, my client indicates it doesn't qualify under the DV statute, but it was a personal relationship. I don't know that, but I'm just letting the court know.
Understood. I just read that, so it makes sense. Okay, go ahead.
In 2005 CM 151, a case out of Manitowoc County, he was sentenced to 10 days in the House of Corrections. It's a misdemeanor offense. Beyond that, I forgot to write down the charge. I apologize about that. I believe it is an obstructing an officer, if memory serves correct. In 2002 CF 936, he was charged with possession of controlled substance, second or subsequent. It was marijuana. He received a 50-day sentence in the House of Corrections. And he has a 1999 felony charge in case ending 4470 for substantial battery. He received a probation sentence. He was revoked on that probation and subsequently sentenced to 2 years in the Wisconsin State Prison System. He also has a sexual assault conviction from January 3rd of 2007 out of the state of Nevada for statutory sexual seduction is the name of the charge.
Give me a second. That was the 99 case in Milwaukee?
Yes.
Obviously, everybody's watching me do this. I'm looking them up on CCAP, on my judicial dashboard, which has a little bit more information than other people are afforded.
She's like, I'm looking at my little dashboard where I can see more things than other people are afforded. Yeah, it's because you're the judge lady. You get to see all the really good stuff, not the, all the sealed information. if there is any.
It does not appear that that has anything to do with the substantial battery. It had nothing to do with any sort of personal relationship, domestic violence, or anything like that. Okay.
So that's Mr. Brooks' criminal record with regards to his character.
He does have a rap sheet 10 miles long, Cherie,
With
you're
regards
right.
to Mr. Brooks' character, I do think it is a positive that he entered pleas in this particular case. At the point that Mr. Brooks entered pleas in this case, he had absolutely nothing to lose. He'd already been sentenced to hundreds and hundreds of years of time in the Wisconsin State Prison System out in Waukesha. And so whatever happened on this case, from Mr. Brooks' perspective, his life has already been taken away in many aspects by the sentence out in that county. And I recognize that, and I give him credit for the fact that despite the sentence he received in Waukesha County, he came into court when the state was ready to proceed.
Definite anger
and chose
issues.
to enter pleas in this case. And that's a sign of positive character. I give Mr. Brooks credit
That's a
for that
fact.
aspect in this particular case. Your Honor, with regards to the need to protect the public, the state does believe that a substantial prison sentence serves the interests of the public in this case. I'm asking the court to make it a consecutive sentence, even though the sentence out in Waukesha exists, and I'm asking the court to do so for two reasons. The first reason I'm asking the court to do so is because these were separate offenses involving separate conduct, and they deserve separate punishment. That serves the interests of both specific deterrence and general deterrence. Specific deterrence and punishment for Mr. Brooks, general deterrence so our larger community knows that when you commit separate acts.
I don't remember, did I have a YouTube channel when Darrell Brooks's Waukesha Parade trial was going on? Did we stream that here? I don't remember. I don't think so. I'm just trying to think. I don't think that we did. I mean, I watched it, but I don't think that I had a channel then. I don't think so. You know what would be like, you know how we've talked about going back and watching old trials? Oh my God, I would love to watch that one with you guys. Wouldn't that be fun? That would be pretty cool. For those of you that haven't watched him in action, I don't know. That would be pretty fun. Because for those of you that aren't aware, QB never watched it. Oh my God. He's pro se. Oh God. And Judge Jennifer Doro, my favorite female judge ever, is the judge over this trial. And her amount of patience. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. I'm going to put a poll in the chat just to see. I'm going to put a poll in the chat. Hold on a minute. But I'll continue with this.
You're going to be held to account for those separate acts through the punishment. Understanding the sentence that was given out in Waukesha, I'm also asking the court to consider consecutive sentences for this reason. As a prosecutor and supervisor in the Milwaukee County District Attorney's Office, I have seen cases that decades ago have been overturned by the federal court system based on decisions regarding a person's choice to represent themselves. I am not second guessing anything that happened out in Waukesha. I'm not second guessing the timeline of events out in Waukesha, but I have concerns because Mr. Brooks' attorneys filed a motion to withdraw on September 22nd. They were allowed to withdraw on September 28th of 2022. The case proceeded to trial on October 3rd of 2022, just 5 days later. And I know from watching.
All right, so I put a poll in the chat. You guys are going to have to go answer it. Miss King says, even if we have seen his trial, it would be nice to speed watch together, right? Oh my gosh. Oh, Laura, have a great night, honey. Have a great night. I hope you have a great weekend and go eat some yummy dinner. Love you, Shug. Laura calls everybody Shug. Love you, Shug. You're the best. Patricia never watched the original trial. He was sentenced in 2022, so I don't know when. No, okay, no. Yeah, no. That was a couple years ago. No, I watched every second of it, but no, I didn't have a channel then. So, all right. Ay, ay, ay. Sorry, I'm just looking through all of these last few. I know QB's reading my mind. I just got a breaking from Court TV, but you can't never tell. Court TV's breaking news on Twitter is sometimes stuff that's 6 months old. They wear me out. But Sarah Boone's new attorney filed a notice of intent to rely on the battered spouse syndrome as her defense. Saw that coming from 10 million miles away, right? It was way before I found you, so I would love to watch it. All right. Let me go see what you guys are saying in the... We got 10 votes. Wow. All 10 votes. We've got 11 votes now. They're 2 days behind. Oh, Patricia, that sounds miserable. That sounds miserable.
In that case, that Mr. Brooks, during the course of that trial, made some requests for standby counsel. I don't know how the federal courts will review that. I don't know how they will consider that. But I do know from the state's perspective that Mr. Brooks poses a danger.
Oh, yeah.
Because of that, I'm asking that these sentences be run consecutively. 10 years, other sentences Mr. Brooks is currently
Hey,
serving.
Michelle, welcome back, babe.
Your Honor, for those reasons, the state is respectfully requesting that the court sentence Mr. Brooks to a substantial prison sentence, leaving the length to the sound discretion of Your Honor. The last thing I'll have the court look at are 2 photographs of Erica's pants that were cut off from that day, showing vividly what Mr. Brooks did with his automobile.
You've seen these, Mr. Jones?
Yes.
All right. I've taken a look. Thank you. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Jones.
Well, look, I mean, the elephant in the room is what? 6 life sentences in Waukesha, right? So when we look at this, I'm not saying this is an academic sentencing, but in a large part, it becomes academic in terms of the outcome for Mr. Brooks. But I think what's interesting, and I think the state fairly points out, that Mr. Brooks could have simply just had a trial, could have put the victim through more torment and torture throughout this case, and he didn't do that. He didn't do that, I think, because Mr. Brooks recognizes that these circumstances warranted him to plead guilty. Now, look, the maximum possible penalty for the court here is 10 years in, 10 years out, and I don't think a max is warranted here. I think if we looked at this case in isolation and we didn't have the Waukesha case, we'd be arguing something very different. But we do have that, and that's certainly a backdrop the court gets to consider and quite frankly should consider. But when we look at those things, I don't think these facts, setting aside Waukesha, warrants the max penalty. I don't think his criminal history prior to Waukesha, which of course these instances predate the Waukesha incident, warrant a maximum sentence. So then the question is, what do we do? Well, first of all, from an academic standpoint, we have 946 days credit on the intimidation. We have 1,008 days credit on the underlying case. 18 days of those are completely independent credit, even if you run it consecutive. In other words, from November 2nd, 2021 to November 19th, 2021, he was in on just this matter, or strike that, on just 4596, which is 18 days. He then went back in on December 20th, 2021 through today's date, which adds another 990. By my math, that's 1,008 days total. And I'm just putting that in the right spot. Then he has the 946. If you run the two consecutive, then I guess you would subsume 1,008 days on the one and then none on the other. But that's what the numbers compute to with respect to credit. With respect to this incident, yeah, it's certainly not a case where I think probation's appropriate. Obviously, you got to consider that. I think that's easily dismissed given the seriousness of the crime. I don't think Mr. Brooks would even think that this is a probation case. But I don't think it warrants the maximum. What I'm going to propose the court do is I'm going to propose the
QB's
court
like, who said no?
do 4 years
In
and
the
4 years
poll.
out on each case, but I think that the court run them concurrent. So that's
Funny.
close to the maximum on each one. I'm asking the court to run them concurrent. The intimidation, even though it's phone calls, I don't think it's of the most egregious nature of an intimidation that we've seen come through these courts. There wasn't any sort of external efforts to physically.
This attorney, his defense attorney, he's like, I know Darrell Brooks is, like QB likes to say, a whole crap. He's a whole lie. True. He's a whole lie, but I have to sit here and defend and tell you that he deserves the lesser end of the sentencing whatevers.
Thwart the witness, or some of the times when we see those efforts, these were phone calls. I understand the state views them all clearly as manipulation, but again, they're not at the high end of the scale when we look at those types of cases.
Margaret's
When we look
the
at
culprit.
the underlying case, that one I think has some aggravating factors, and that's why I think close to the maximum is warranted of 4 in and 4 out. I think concurrent makes sense. I think running a concurrent to the Waukesha case makes sense. And I think even if you run the sentences concurrent, despite the potential concerns the state may have, and I have no idea what's going to happen.
You're fired,
in
Margaret.
these
Come back
appeals,
one
whether
year.
they are in state court or in federal court. I don't think really this court should
No
speculate
polls
on
for
that.
you.
I don't
Come back
think
one year.
that's the issue that this court's dealing with. The issue this court's dealing with is how do we sentence somebody under these circumstances with the character of this defendant, with the sentencing factors in this case.
Michelle said
And that goes to the
yes.
seriousness of the crime, the need to protect the community, and then, of course, his character. When we look at that in isolation, and I understand that's difficult to do, I think a sentence that is near the maximum is appropriate of the 4 in, 4 out on the underlying case. On the felony intimidation, I think running it concurrent makes sense. I think if this was an isolated case, it very well would be running concurrent, or at least likely could run concurrent. And so I don't think that we need to pile on top of that. I mean, at the end of the day, he has 6 life sentences in Waukesha, plus. And I understand largely this might be academic, but I think that when we try and isolate each individual case for a sentencing, which we're supposed to do, that's the right sentence for this case under these facts with this defendant. And I'd ask the court to follow that recommendation.
All right, thank you. Mr. Brooks, what would you like to tell me?
Okay, here we go. Hold on. Let me. All right. You guys get ready. We're going to find out whether or not Darrell Brooks is a changed man. Okay? We're getting ready to find out if Darrell Brooks is a changed man. Okay, here we go.
First, I just want to thank you for how you've handled this case. It's been three long years. that I've been coming before you now. And just want to tell you that throughout these 3 years, this matter has affected the people that matter most to me. Namely, my children too have been affected by this. It's kind of like a rift. This situation happened with, the mother of one of my children. And, coming from a broken home myself with those types of issues that, my mom went through, I think I have a better understanding at this point now of the way that these can affect kids growing up. I want to say that I take responsibility for my actions fully. I'm not gonna.
Also, heads up, just got another notification from Court TV. They were looking to reopen the I almost said Alec Murdaugh, Alec Baldwin's trial, the manslaughter charge. And I just saw from Court TV, they said, nope, it will not be retried. So, hey, Morgana. Hey, babe. Wait, what did Margaret say, y'all? I was just doing some investigating and they still have not hired for that job in the creepy basement that I turned down. Ooh. Oof. Sounds like the same place Patricia was working at. She said that the lights in the bathroom look like she's at a rave. Ooh, that gives me the EBGBs.
Hide behind anything. I'm a man up.
I don't know, QB. Alec Baldwin.
These years, I've made the choice to look at those things and decide for myself that the cycle stops with me. I have 2 sons, and I definitely wouldn't want them to be involved in anything that would hurt people they love, or when they have children,
How
for
about
their
hurt people
children
you
to
don't know? Like
be under
random
those
people in the middle of a
legs as
Christmas
well.
parade.
So, that's part of the reflection that I've been doing. I've also, well, it's been difficult because of my situation in prison to actually get things done because of my custody status, but I've taken the initiative to program in those areas, dealing with domestic violence issues, childhood trauma issues, things of that nature. I'm doing fairly well with those, which is something I never had, growing up. And, just to have the opportunity to look at
Right,
better
Miss
ways to
King?
deal with frustration.
I don't like Alex Baldwin either. I mean, all those Baldwins are a little... What in the world? Man, what is up with all of these things today? Just something from the docket said new Stearns. What? What are you talking about? I'm confused. New Stearns what? What? Anyway, Twitter is like blowing up today right now with everything. I don't care for Alec Baldwin either. I know my ADHD is like going through the window right now. I don't care for him. But the prosecutor, right, can't let go of Alex. She messed up. She screwed up. She hid the evidence under a different case number exactly, and she's like, "Let me fix this problem. Let's try this again." Um, she should just crawl under a rock and stop. Yep. Can't do another Baldwin trial. I can't change my YouTube name to Stephen Baldwin's glasses. Oh. Billy, I assume you're talking about Darrell Brooks, right, honey? He should stay in because of his anger issues. Yeah.
Deal with anger, to deal with understanding. I do also want to say for the record that this is the only type of domestic violence issue that I've had that was
Hey, Donnie.
any type of personal relationship, and from the aspect of someone that I have a child with.
Okay.
Yeah, from that aspect.
The Wood County person was a personal relationship, but you did not have children, correct?
It was not somebody I knew very well. It wasn't a relationship. It wasn't a romantic relationship type of thing.
You knew each other.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. We did know each other, not very well, and there was no romantic connection with that situation. But like I said, Your Honor, in these 3 years,
Billy got a membership.
it's about
She
trying
did.
to
She did.
do what you can to, progress and move forward. And the biggest thing for me at this point is, to move forward. I obviously can't, change the past at this point. People will see me how they will see me. I accept that, But I do want to say that outside of my other matter, I just want to not have the weight of that so much be the narrative in this. The whole time I've been coming before you, I think there was some concern about how I would present myself. I made it my point to show you that this wasn't gonna be more of the same.
Right, my other matter.
I've done my best to make sure that I've respected Your
Objection,
Honor,
yapping.
the court and everything like that, and to try to show the growth that I have been working on in these few years. And I guess, to show more, a different side of me, more, a side that I'm moving towards, a side that I'm on the path towards, and, and that was a goal of mine, to make sure that I didn't make your job harder than it needed to be. And
Hey, detective.
outside
Good
of
to
that, I
see
just,
you. I'm the 5-star actor, right? How are you, detective? It's Elizabeth, right? Double checking. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, you were given a membership. Somebody gifted you a membership the other day. Congratulations. Morgana's been on phone duty waiting on the surgeon to call and let me know about my niece's surgery. That's why I'm late. Oh, no worries, Morgana. I hope everything's okay. Detective. Elizabeth it is.
when
Good
I
deal. I thought so.
set my other matter to the side and just be fairly judged on this. And that's why I thank you for the way that you've handled it this entire time, because I can bet you probably like, why is this guy still on my docket at this point? We should have been past this by now. But I think the length of the matter to my favor gave you more of an opportunity to see, like, you know, this is the road I'm going down now. And unfortunately, my situation is what it is. But
Is it the boy or one of the
I
girls?
know I'm on the right path.
He's got like 4 or 5 kids, I think.
Thank you for your comments.
3 or 4, 5, something.
So whenever I sentence anyone, I need to consider 3 separate things: the gravity of the offense, the protection of the community, and the character of the defendant. To address your kind of last point first, I live in the world. I know what happened out west of here. But from the very first appearance you made in front of me, that was after that, you have not been the person that we saw on TV that was there. You have acted absolutely perfectly fine in this court, and I want you to know that I appreciate it.
Oh, I thought he said today, or when I watched this sentencing earlier today. The sentencing actually happened yesterday, but I didn't watch it until this morning. I can't remember. I get confused. But I thought he said he had a son. I guess I could be wrong. I'm not sure, but I could have swore I thought I heard him say he had a son. Big fat liar for sympathy.
There are security measures that are in place with the sheriff's department based on those issues, but you have never acted up in court. You have never been disrespectful. You have never done anything. You are an absolutely different person as you deal with this court
Wow.
than you were as portrayed out there. And
Oh,
I
okay,
recognize
detective.
that, I appreciate
Didn't know that.
that, and I absolutely am separating these issues. These incidents, the initial incident and the intimidation that took place thereafter, took place prior to what happened in Waukesha, and you will be sentenced simply on those. I don't ignore them, they exist. But you have, it is not my issue, that is their issue. So, having said that, I am extremely pleased in what you have demonstrated over these past 3 years with me,
Okay. Okay.
because I believe that you are on the path that you say that you are. Russ, can you get him tissue for Mr. Torbenson? You have an empty box in front of you, I believe.
Okay. I'm going to rewind it because if you notice, you guys are going to choke me. If you notice, yes, put the pretend Blockbuster, be kind and rewind emote. We don't have one yet, but just pretend we do because I'm going to rewind it. He says it for sympathy as psychopaths do. Okay. I didn't know that. Didn't know that. That's good to know. When did Erica state that? Was it during the Waukesha parade trial or? I don't know. What was I going to say? Oh, I'm going to rewind it so you can hear. She says for Russ, whoever Russ or Ross is, must work there in the jail, to give him a box of Kleenex because when she starts saying you done such a good job, you're not the same person that I saw on TV and blah 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 blah, then he starts getting all kinds of so. And that, look at that rewind button. Look at that. Sherry's got it all figured out. Yes. It was in an interview on a channel. Okay. Okay. Huh. Okay. I'm going to rewind.
I believe that you are on the path that you say that you are. Russ, can you get him tissue for Mr. Torbenson? You have an empty box in front of you, I believe. The problem is, as I have to sentence you for these offenses, I have to look at your behavior for these offenses. I have a question for you before I get to my comments from that. In looking at your record, something jumps out at me. You have a number of offenses starting in 1999 all the way up to 2011. Some gaps. What happened? What were you doing between 2011 and 2020? Did you live here? Did you live somewhere else? You don't seem to have any criminal contact. What were you doing?
I did live out on the West Coast.
Is that when you had that was a 2007 Nevada case? Were you in trouble out there, or were you living a...
No, I was thriving, Your Honor. I was thriving. I was working.
He said he was thriving out there in Nevada. But if you remember earlier on when the prosecutor was going through all of his previous things, he mentioned like a statutory, the word I don't want to, it was something like that. I'd have to go back and look and see exactly what they said that was, but that was in Nevada. So I didn't catch that the first time, but I caught it this time whenever that prosecutor said some sort of statutory something or other in Nevada. I was like, ooh, but the judge asked him. I don't know if the judge didn't see that, didn't hear it, what. But she's asking him, in this time gap, there was nothing, what happened? And he's like, I was thriving. I'm like, oh, you did get in trouble in Nevada, though, apparently. I don't know.
Had a great relationship with my children.
How old are your children?
21, 17, 13, and my youngest daughter just turned 10 last week.
Which is the one that you shared with EP?
My 17-year-old daughter. Who was starting to spell me college. And I'm missing it.
Well, you are. But
I'm
that's,
so proud of her.
that is an amazing accomplishment. I'm glad to hear that.
She graduated a year early because her academics was so up to par. I didn't get the chance to see her walk across the stage.
She sounds extraordinary. All right. So you were doing well. Right up until you weren't.
I love that. She said, you were doing well right up until you weren't. Patricia, I know. You should have thought of that. Even this is all about him. Yeah. Hey, Dog Mom, welcome. I believe it was Anxiety Art Adventures that gifted memberships earlier, and you are one of the lucky ones to receive it. Congratulations. Congratulations, Lord the fake tears. I know. Thriving yet unaliving. I don't know why I'm snarky tonight. Donnie, I love when you're snarky. I like the snark. Right. Susan, he's trying to get out of a lesser charge. He's trying to get out of a lesser sentence here. Oh, thank you, Dog Mom. I appreciate that. I appreciate it. We are a fun group, I will say that.
So looking at this, it strikes me that you don't have a relationship that goes on for 17 years, or roughly about thereabouts. And the very first incident of violence.
I know, Patricia. I promise we're going to get through this. I'm going to quit interrupting. But yes. So Patricia's like, I'm not sure why it matters when he already has a bunch of life without parole sentences. Yeah. I mean, he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. He has no parole option. Exactly, Susan. Why even bother? I don't know why he's even bothering unless his attorney is like, maybe if you play this up, she'll give you a lesser sentence. Then that way, if something happens, some sort of an appeal happens later on in the Waukesha thing, you might end up getting parole. I don't know. Right, closure for Erica, right. I get that. I'm just saying, why is he even bothering to try to get a lesser sentence? I mean, he could just sit there and not even say a word, just be like, whatever. I don't even care. I'm going to be in prison for the rest of my life. But if for some reason he could potentially get some sort of an appeal, later in the Waukesha thing, then absolutely. His attorney's probably like, try to get whatever least amount of sentence you can get. But that he's never going to see the light of day. You can't seem to English. Oh yeah, the justice part, absolutely. I meant to say this judge, not discharged. Lord, I can't talk to text. Don't feel bad. My phone hates my guts at this current moment. Everything I say, it's not what I'm telling my phone to say. So, she was over the top nice to him. He doesn't deserve any kind of comment. You're right. I know, QB. My mystery a belly instead of my belly. It typed mystery a belly. Yeah, there's no way he's going to get any sort of. I mean, if he got any sort of an appeal, it would be the exact same sentence. I don't see. No. But Dog Mom, you were talking about the judge being super nice. She is. And whenever I was watching this earlier today, I remember going to the kitchen for another cup of coffee. And when I was walking down the hallway, I had my phone in my hand and I was listening to this. And I was like, girlfriend, talking to the judge in my head. I'm like, you are feeding him a poop sandwich. You know how they say the poop sandwich is like really good, happy stuff here, and then really good, happy stuff here, but in the middle, it's the big piece of poop, right? It's a poop sandwich. She's feeding him a poop sandwich. And yeah, she's, you know,
Between the two of you results in you following her to a hotel, banging on her door, and when she tries to get away from you, following her, cornering her, punching her in the face, and ultimately running her over.
She gave him the sweet, sweet. Now she's giving him the shat part.
That was absolutely outrageous. And you are so very lucky that it was her leg versus her torso or her head, which would have killed her likely.
Like what happened in Waukesha.
Behavior was so outrageous that it can't be downplayed. And I look at that in isolation. I look at that as this is someone whom you've had a long relationship with, whom you have created a child, and you disposed of her as if she were roadkill. And that behavior by itself is outrageous. Then you factor in the intimidation. The quotes from that those jail calls. Not the usual. Unfortunately, I've seen a lot of intimidating jail calls that involve, let's be together. If you want us to be together, you have to get this drop so we can be together. And I can show you how very much I love. I've heard that 1,000,000 times on jail calls. But when that didn't seem to work, you doubled down and intimidated her in such a manner. Mr. Jones may say it's not the worst because there wasn't any follow through, that nobody followed her from her house to court on the day she was supposed to come and testify and ran her off the road or did any of those things. Of course that could have happened, but we were 10 days out from the incident. There was no trial at that point. Who knows what may have happened at some point. This is the very first part where the only thing you're in control of is trying to get her to call the DA's office and say, I'm not in, I'm not prosecutor. So that was what you had at your disposal, was just to so berate her and so humiliate her and scare her. So as to get her to do your bidding. Because you're locked up, right? So you can't get her. But what you did was you told her, I got guys. I got guys who are gonna get you. The minute you walk out your house, they're gonna get you. If I wanted you dead, I'd kill you. You'd be dead. That is a horrible, horrible way to live. Because she may have 99% thought you were full of it. But that 1%, when she hears a noise in the house, or sends your daughter off to school, I'm your daughter in high school, half an hour late, coming home from school, talking with her friends, busy, whatever. And what does that do to EP? Oh my God. Did someone grab her? Is this it? Did he call those guys? Because I didn't do his bidding fast enough. That's absolutely horrendous behavior. And it is who you were. It's who you demonstrated yourself to be. Whether that was the full content of your character, I can't speak to. But on those days, that's who you demonstrated yourself to be. I very much hope that you are on the path that you described. Because you likely have a very long life ahead of you. You spoke to your prisons, your custody status. Are you held in segregation? Are you by yourself? What goes on there?
Housed in, SAVE,
You are.
yes.
I appreciate the efforts that you're undertaking to better yourself. To say, this is not okay. And I've got to figure out why I thought it was. And if that is going to come through classes or anger management or reflection, as you put it, all the better. I have no idea, nor am I considering what's going to happen with appeals and all of that sort of thing. But you have to live with yourself. And getting right with yourself is going to serve you as well as humanity. So, the first thing, as Mr. Jones mentioned, is that I need to consider whether probation is appropriate. No one's asking for probation. Probation is not at all appropriate here. So I reject that. So this will be a prison sentence. You asked, and I promised that I would take this as it was for itself, and I will. This incident happened before Waukesha, and I don't mean to, by any sense, give short shrift to what happened there, but this is what is before this court. So I do believe that this is a prison sentence. I also adopt the state's theory of these are separate acts. Your behavior in what happened at that hotel and then following her to the gas station and running her over was one day. And then you came to jail. Not in the situation any further, not faced with her, not presumably in the midst of anger. You may have been angry about a variety of things, but not in a face-to-face, we're having an argument, anger. And you opted to violate the court's orders by contacting her, by contacting your mother and putting her in the middle of everything, and contacting EP directly and saying the things that you said, which were horrible. And I suspect she will never forget them. Because after a relationship of that length, you may be a voice that is in her head. And I'm very sorry for her for that. Conditions of time that you are serving will include absolutely, positively no contact with EP. You have said that your child with EP is 17 years old. The state is not seeking a no contact order with her, are you? With the child?
No.
No, I'm not going to do that. She's about to start college. She will be in charge of whether there will be any contact. There is a request for restitution. Have you gone over that, Mr. Jones?
There's a stipulation on that.
Okay. Restitution in the amount of $656.96 will be made payable to the Crime Victim Compensation Program. You will have to pay the DNA surcharge as well as the domestic abuse assessment and any mandatory costs, fees, and assessments. I'm going to waive any non-mandatory. You don't have the ability to pay any more than you are going to have to pay. So I will waive those due to your inability to pay. What I have ordered will be due and payable from your prison funds at a rate to be determined by the Department of Corrections, then will be payable as part of any sort of extended supervision that you're released on. And if you are, if it's not paid by the end of extended supervision, it will convert to a civil judgment. You are now a convicted felon. You may not possess any firearms. You cannot vote until your civil rights are restored. This was a violent felony, so you may not possess body armor. And if you violate that no contact order, you could face additional charges. I am going to order strike that. I'm going to encourage you. And I say this because of your custody status.
It wasn't Morgana. Morgana only steals Pepsis.
I'm going to encourage you to participate in any sort of programming that is available to you. I'm not ordering it because it may conflict directly with your custody situation. And I don't want to put you in a situation where you cannot do something that I've ordered because of your custody situation. So I'm going to encourage you to take domestic violence intervention programming, anger management, and individual therapy. Whether that will be made available to you as part of your prison sentence, I don't know. If, for some
I
reason,
would do my part to find out. So
I know you will. If for some reason you are released on extended supervision on this case and released into the community, those will revert to being suggestions to orders. Okay?
yes, ma'am.
So if you're released, they will be court orders then, if you have not already completed them in your prison setting. So now I need to turn to the amount of the sentence. As Mr. Jones noted, this was punishable by the possibility of ten years initial confinement and 10 years extended supervision as totals, if I ran them consecutively. I am going to, I do give you credit for entering no contest pleas to these charges and not putting EP through a trial.
QB member for 1 whole month. I love being part of the Crime Cafe. Thank you, baby. All right, I need to give another glitter sparkle because there was a couple people that did super chats, or this gnat is like, it's the same one that was in here earlier today. I can't stand it. Anyway, little sparkle minus the gnat for those of you who it's back. It just will not leave me alone. Do you guys see it when it flies like in front of my face? Oh my God, it's going to fly in my mouth if I'm not careful. But a little bit more sparkle for those of you who, have joined, gifted, or sent super chats today. I love it. Nightbot right on time. Ooh, what'd you eat, Morgana? I'm hungry. I'm hungry. When we get done here, I'm gonna go eat some supper. Thank you, detective. Oh my goodness. Who do you typically mod for?
I do take into account the entirety of your situation. Therefore, I am going to sentence you as follows. On 21 CF 4596, count 3, the second-degree recklessly endangering safety with the domestic abuse enhancement, I will sentence you to 9 years in the Wisconsin State Prison, 4 years and 6 months initial confinement, and 4 years and 6 months extended supervision. On 21 CF 5020, count 1, the intimidation of a witness, I will sentence you to 9 years in the Wisconsin State Prison, 4 years and 6 months initial confinement, and 4 years and 6 months extended supervision. Those counts will be consecutive to one another because they were decisions made on different days. You made volitional decisions to engage in that behavior on separate days. And it will also be consecutive to any sentences that you are serving from any other jurisdiction. That is the judgment of the court. You do have the right to appeal my sentence, and Mr. Jones will go through those rights with you. I wish you well, Mr. Brooks.
Judge, the credit?
He does not have credit given the way
Well,
that
he would have
structured. Oh, 18 days credit on,
4596.
yep, 21 CF 4596. 18 days independent credit on that one.
Because she ran a consecutive. Because she ran a consecutive.
No, it doesn't, but I have to mark something. Oh, I have found, based upon the seriousness of these
It does
crimes
look like
and the
it,
way that
don't
I've
it?
structured the sentence, as well as the entirety of the situation, that you are not eligible.
Detective says, why does that cup look like it has a cookie cutter in it? I was like, what cup? And then I instantly seen the cup, the plastic cup right there in front of Darrell. It looks like it's, looks like it's some kind of a lock or something that's got like bolts. I don't know. Pretty good, except for the one that needs to be pulled. Don't see the oral search until October. Sounds the meatloaf, mashed potatoes, and corn sounds good. Small, shallow container. Add half-inch vinegar. Add 1 tab. Water and 3 drops dish soap. Set on table and you'll catch them. Center the fruit fly traps from Walmart. They work great. Well, I figure something out. They're getting on my nerves.
Eligible for the challenge incarceration program or the substance abuse program.
So, Judge, it's the court's position that the 990 days from December 20th through today's date, he does not get because he has those on the Waukesha case, given that it's consecutive, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay. That's her order.
Yeah.
So I'm a little confused. Your
Listen.
Honor.
You were held on bail on those cases.
Okay, you guys, listen to this. Listen to what he's getting ready to do. Okay? Listen to what he's getting ready to do. For those of you that did watch his original, the Waukesha Parade trial, listen to what he does right here.
On the Waukesha cases, because you were sentenced there first, presumably you got sentence credit on those. If I'm wrong on that, your post-conviction attorneys will file a motion.
Okay.
But because of the way I have structured them, that it's consecutive to those, you don't get credit twice. So I think you got credit in Waukesha, so I don't give you credit now because one comes after the other.
Oh, because
Since the 18 days.
What?
I think I was.
Except for the 18 days when you were held between the time you were arrested and you bailed out.
She's calling the DOC will correct it.
Yeah, because I was thinking about the 973-155 statute. That's the way I looked at the time served. The Wisconsin statute 973-155-1 in subsection A.
Okay, I appreciate your position. I disagree. So if there's a post-conviction problem, your attorney can file a motion. Okay? All right.
So when we go back and watch the Waukesha Parade trial, when we do our throwback trial, you're going to get a lot of that. You're going to get a lot of that right there. Him throwing statutes and this law and that law and this, and this. And then you're going to hear a lot of the judge, not this judge, but Judge Jennifer Darrow say, I appreciate your whatever she said, but I disagree. Is he a changed man?
Good luck.
Just, you know, I filed it all.
Good luck.
I filed all your business.
Sovereign citizen. Yes. Lord, Lord, Lord. He thinks he's a lawyer. He come in there with his Bible.
Yep.
Me too, Donnie. I love her so much.
Yeah, he was caught, yeah.
Take care.
Bye-bye, Darrell Brooks. All right, that's it. That's a wrap. He does, Miss King. He thinks he's smarter than everyone else, including, he thinks he's smarter than the judge. It was much different personality-wise here than during the Waukesha Parade trial, but a couple of things that did seem that were the same for me were his nonstop talk when he's given the opportunity to talk, to like give a narrative, so to speak. And then his know-it-all there at the end with the statute. Blah, blah, blah. So, I don't know. I wish him well, whatever happens in prison for the rest of his life without the possibility of parole. Plus, however many more years he got with this one. So, thank you guys for watching. So let me go close the poll out. You guys smashed the crap out of that poll. The poll, I'm going to end it. Wow, we actually had a few votes for that. Let me see. All right, the poll has ended. Hold on a second. All right, there it is. All right, we had 29 votes. The question was, should we do a throwback trial watch of Darrell Brooks, the Waukesha Parade trial, where he defends himself? He is his own lawyer, or his own whatever, attorney. He's representing himself. 72% of you said yes, and 27% of you said nah. So, we're gonna have to do that because I'm kind of excited about that. Yeah, we'll definitely do it like on a speed watch or something like that. Y'all look at my cute little judge. Yeah, cute. It is cute. It's so small, it's hard to see. I need to figure that out. Except for Margaret, come back 1 year. Detective says, even though it's a bit of an oxymoron, our head of state is King Charles, so we're all technically sovereign citizens in Australia. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Detective voted C. Weekend. Weekend with the Crime Cafe. Hashtag replay. Oh my gosh, you guys. I'm Gonna jump. I'm starving. I'm gonna go get some dinner. I don't know what we're having, but we're gonna have some dinner. I think I'm gonna have a taco salad. I don't know yet. But I'm gonna scooch on out. And you have a wonderful weekend too, Detective. It was good to see you. I'm glad you hopped in tonight. But yeah, I'm gonna go. I thank you guys for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you, moderators, for doing a fantastic job. I appreciate all of you that gifted memberships, that sent super chats, that joined the memberships. All of those things. I appreciate it, you guys. You guys rock. You're awesome. But I'm gonna scooch and I'm gonna go see what the family's doing. So you guys have a great weekend, and we'll be back on Monday. I think Monday starts a new trial. I need to double check because I've been hearing words about this Lori Shaver trial that's supposed to start Monday. QB, do we have any updates on that? Have you gotten any information or updates on that? Because I was seeing some hubbub earlier on Twitter that there may have been something happen. I don't know. Like, I saw somebody was saying, is this like a hint that she may be taking a plea deal or something? I don't know. But I don't know what that was in regards to. I haven't looked at any of that today. See, there's that daggone gnat. Oh, sorry. Right in your all's ear. It's right here. It keeps hovering right around my face. It's like smaller than a fruit fly, though. I mean, I don't think it's a fruit fly. It's like teensy, teensy tiny. And there's just one. I don't know. But it's getting on my nerves. My ears. Sorry, Margaret. I knew that was going to be like, I didn't. I'm sorry. All right. I love you guys. Make sure to hit the thumbs up before you leave. Make sure to subscribe if you're new here. Hit the notification bell. Not ears. Margaret. It's not. You put nah. 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 I don't know, Margaret. I thought you were asleep, ma'am. I thought you were taking a nap. I can't type while napping. Okay, she said my ears. Okay, there you go. You were napping. I knew it. All right, I'll see you guys back on Monday. As far as I know, we will probably be starting a new trial on Monday. Eventually, we're going to get back into the rest of the Sandra Birchmore documents. Well, I guess it's more of the Matthew Farwell, but you know what I'm talking about. What am I going to do without you guys this weekend? Spins. That's all right. It's okay. Just, find some replays or something to keep you occupied. Go watch some trial or something somewhere. I don't know. All right, I love you guys. I'm going to see you back on Monday. Okay? Okay, bye.